The debate began and the pair traded blows. "I'm the best candidate, so there," boasted Don to big cheers. "I think I'm the best candidate because of my policies," a composed Mary replied to muted applause and a solitary cough from the back. "Who wants free ice cream?" shouted Don to his ice cream-loving fans. At this point, the only people in Mary's corner were those with a dairy intolerance, and that amounted to Susan Flanagan and Nathan Obafemi. Mary was losing. She knew it, Penelope knew it, and Don knew it. But what Don didn't know was that Mary had an ace up her sleeve. And as the cheering subsided, Mary caught Don completely by surprise. "You know, I think I'll vote for you, Don." The crowd went into a stunned silence, quickly followed by glorious cheers. Mary had seemingly conceded the election. What? But Mary wasn't done. She leaned slowly into the microphone and she said, "I'll vote for you if you can answer the following question." A sudden silence came over the hall. Without question, the question that Mary rattled off was a question to end all questions. "The average ice cream costs €1.50. There are 32 students in our class. That amounts to €48 a day, 240 a week. There are approximately 36 weeks in a school year. 240 multiplied by 36 is €8,640. My question to you is..." The entire class leaned forward in anticipation. "Who is paying for this free ice cream?" You could hear a pin drop. In fact, we did. One of Avril Doyle's clips fell out of her hair at that very moment and hit the ground with a ping. Don was stumped. He knew it, Mary knew it, Penelope knew it, and most importantly, their classmates knew it. "I propose that pets are allowed to attend school in a designated pet zone. Uan na Heron, Cat na Heron, Madri na Heron." The crowd went bananas. "I promise that our local ice cream shop, How Dairy, will provide free ice cream for everyone on the last Friday of every month." Bizarrely, confetti cannons went off and a brass band appeared. Some students swarmed the stage and held Mary aloft in celebration. Mr. McCann was dancing in the aisle, holding a placard that read, "Yes, we McCann." Back at the farm, an emotional Penelope was congratulated by her family and friends. Over the following days, Mary was interviewed by newspapers, radio, and even the 6-1 News. But no one could have anticipated the President of Ireland inviting Mary and her little lamb to Áras an Uachtaráin. And as Mary was given a tour of Ireland's most famous home, she thought, "I could get used to this."